I'm sorry, I got a phone call, and I really don't want to do that over. This is just going to be part two, and hopefully, I know my head was kind of cut off in the last one, but, so after that, after the little briefing or whatever, we went upstairs and they check your pulse and I'm trying to remember everything, your pulse and I think your blood pressure. Mine was high. I think my pulse was like 99 for my pulse. I don't know, hopefully this is enough light. I don't know. So they checked our pulse and mine was high or whatever. And I was just so nervous. I was just so nervous. I was hoping everything went well and everything. So right when she was like, let me check your pulse, and she was asking me a few questions. They just asked the females, are you on your period? Are you pregnant? And stuff like that. Sorry, guys, if I'm slow. So that was pretty much it for that part. And then it was they had everything like misorganized and stuff like that. So they had chairs, like to the left of me sitting down in a chair getting my pulse, and it was like chairs lined up going back, and we were supposed to be waiting to take the eye test. So the other guy, so we're all in line, we're in chairs, and once that group finishes, they take the next people, and then you just keep moving up. So, but the guy came in to do hearing, and so he just told everybody to come, to do their hearing. That was right there, and that was in the first couple rows. So it kind of threw everything else off because we had to go in there and wait. We had to wait until, I don't know what he was doing, but we waited for like 10 minutes when I was like next in the next group to go to get my eye checked. So we went in there to the little hearing thing, and it's like a little booth. And I don't know, everybody said you can hear everybody else's, but you really can't. It's really it's yours, but it's real, real, real low, so you think it's somebody else's. And that's what threw me off, because I was thinking, yeah, it's somebody else's, but I can kind of hear it. So no, when in doubt, just press it, because I didn't do so well on my hearing, because I was thinking it was everybody else's, because that's what everybody said. But no, it's yours. If you hear something, press the button. When in doubt, press the button. So after the hearing, he wrote it down on a little table. So they gave us this little sticker thing to make sure you checked off you did everything and stuff, and they put the same thing on your folder, and then they mark it, and then you sign for everything too, with certain things. So after that, we had to go back in the, by that time it's a lot of people waiting to get their eyes checked, and so I'm at the end, and by the time I get up to take my, get my eyes checked, she did the little cars things, and it's like, these numbers with the little bubbles to check your vision. So I had 20/20 vision. And for the depth perception test, nope, did not pass the first time. So she was just like, they're going to go in there and do I guess it was like another briefing mixed with, filling out some more documents. So they were going to do everybody in that group together. So we stopped, and then we went to go do that. And so in there, they were asking you questions, and you fill it out. Ask you about school. It's kind of like some of the same stuff that is on the packet when you first, go to the recruiter's office. And then some additional questions. It's not really that bad. And they tell you, don't lie, put it on there. You still lie, what if something was to happen to you, and they don't really know. So, just your recruiter will have that talk to you, with you. And so after that, I went back to take the depth perception test. Didn't pass the second time. I got 1. You got to get 4 for the Air Force. You have to get 4 to pass the first 4, because it's other ones, but you have to get at least 4. So I didn't pass it that time again. I think I kept guessing. She was like, okay, yes. So I got like 1, maybe 2, but I really think 1 for sure. And then this seemed like it's going real fast, but just trust me, it's a little bit slower than how I'm speaking. I'm just trying to get through it. Then we went and we lined up to take a blood test, and that wasn't fun at all for me, because number one, I don't like needles. Needles, me, no. So, anyways, when we sat in the chairs and he pulled people to take their blood, I have small veins, very small veins. When I tried to donate blood in high school, it was a very difficult time. They were trying to get that big old needle that was like that big and something like that small. So I was just like, hope the needle's small, because if you have a big one, we're going to be here all day, and I'm not about to go home with a half an arm gone because you guys are digging through it. So, so he tells me to pump the ball because he's having a heart. I mean, you can see the vein, but as far as getting, I guess, where they're supposed to get into, so we went back and forth between this arm and that arm, this arm and that arm. So then he kept having me like pump my blood with the little squeezy ball thingy. So kept doing that, and then when he actually stuck the needle, I just put my head up and closed my eyes and just kind of like tensed up to stop it from being scared about it. So I just hear everybody outside, because at this time the door is open, so the people that are outside can see and waiting and stuff like that. I just hear, and so I'm looking. I open my eyes, and it's just the blood just splattered when he took it out. He took it out, and I guess because my pressure was high, and he had me pumping the ball, and he took it out. It was just everywhere. So he was like, "Oh, you got high blood pressure." I said, "Maybe because you have me pumping this ball for 2 whole minutes." But yeah. And so after that, he had me sign the wrong paper. He had me sign something totally different. That became a problem later. So he had me sign a paper for the blood test, but they label it. So as long as it's good, I'm happy they labeled it. Then we go. All the girls go in one room, and they do the test, all this, and duck walk. Wasn't that bad. They check for your flat feet and stuff like that. It's really not that bad, because the 2 ladies that were in there were joking with us, and they were joking with each other. And the one lady there, I remember her name was Miss Walker. Everybody was saying Miss Walker, and she was just kind of like, "Y'all better leave me alone." Just saying like stuff. Her and the lady was going back and forth like, "You're gonna do the so and so." She was like, she would look at her and just like, "Girl, you better leave me alone. I'm not doing that." And the other lady, she was kind of sick, and so it was just a lot of fun and games. The ladies just had us dying laughing at just saying stuff. And so then that was a long process. That part was the longest part, because everybody has to do something individually. They have to mark stuff off on papers. And then the last part, then you have to do a urine test. They don't really watch like that. The lady was just like, you have to sit backwards so she can see, as if you was to try to mix something into your urine. She can just know that you're not. That was fine. The only problem, I don't like, my business all out there and stuff. So my business was all out there that day. They have you go, and they don't really touch you. The only thing they check is your breast. It's the only touching they're doing. And while the other lady is holding up your gown or whatever, you spread your stuff. She looks. That's it. You go. And then you get down off the little bed thingy. You put your head where your butt is. Yes, you put your head where your butt is. Your own butt. It's like they put down the little tissue paper, but I mean, it's where your butt was. And you bend over all the way to where your head is touching where your butt was, and you spread them again. She looks okay. And then she asks you a few questions. She just tells you to smile. They check your teeth and make sure, nothing's, you're not missing like 5 teeth or anything like that. She checks your markings, so they put down if there's any noticeable birthmarks or moles and stuff like that. So they only notice my big one right here. And I have like a couple birthmarks, maybe like 3, but they only noted 2. I don't feel like really going through this. It's really not that important. But so after that, when we did our urine test, I couldn't pee at that time, and so she told me to go drink some water. So I drank water until I had to go. I went outside and just kept drinking water until I really, really, really had to go. So I drank it until I had to go. I came back, think I was gonna get a urine test, and then so she was like, "What you want?" And I was like, "I need to take my urine test." She was like, "Girl, I ain't doing no urine test right now." But she said it like that, but it really was an attitude. It was like more in a joking way. She did make me hold it though. She went away for a while, and so I'm doing a pee-pee dance like forever, and then so this other lady comes in. She's like, She's like, do you have to pee? And I was like, yes, I need to take the urine test though. And she was like, she took it. She took my urine test, and I had to go 3 or 4 times in 30 minutes before I actually went in there to get the physical, the little small physical. After that, when the other lady was processing her papers, and she's like, your name is not on here. And I was like, what do you mean? I said, I signed some paper. I don't know. He told me to sign a paper. I signed on where my name was. I said, whatever paper I signed, my name was next to it, and I signed for it. So she was just like, no, you didn't sign the right paper. She was like, your name is not on here. So the guy that had me sign the paper for the blood test, he had me sign the wrong paper. So we had to go find out about that. And then, you know, they finish processing your paper. They hand you your files back. You wash your hands, and then you put on your clothes. And you go down. No, actually, I went to lunch. So it was around lunchtime. So I went to lunch. And because I went down to the liaison's office, and they told me to go to lunch and then come back. So I went to lunch, and I went back to the liaison's office, and they said to just wait for them. I ended up waiting, like, I want to say 2.5 hours. I would give them, you know, the extra 30 minutes, 2.5 hours, until they started calling people's names. Mind you, I was the first person in line getting off the bus. I was actually like the third, and the other girl, and I was the second for Air Force. So I'm just waiting for them to check me off and pretty much wait to swear in. So everybody's getting called. You hear everybody's going to swear in, and all the other all the other branches being called for and stuff like that. So I was kind of held up because, you know, she made me wait to pee, and I had to go back to take the depth perception test. So the third time I took it, I got 3, so I didn't pass, I don't think, because you have to get 4. I didn't really know what I was looking for the first 2 times, and I really got it on the third time because, you know, it was like I got it going straight through the first 3 times, but I didn't get the 4th one. And they figured since, you know, they gave me 3 tries, you know, I probably wasn't going to get it. So I guess all of them. But, if you guys have any questions about any of this, you know, you feel free to leave a comment or, you know, ask me a question. You can send me an inbox or anything like that. And so after that, went to liaison's office. They were pretty cool or whatever. Yeah, they were funny too. We were just chit-chatting like, you know, we knew each other. And so after that, you get sworn in, or you go for another briefing, and they, you know, print out these papers. That's kind of like your contract for the DEP program, and your picture. They take your picture for it, and you wait in this one room, and they just brief you on some things, and you wait to swear in. So we waited, went back outside, waited for a minute, went into the room, and, you know, swore in. It was like maybe a 3-minute ordeal, whatever, not really important the first time because it's just a delayed entry program. And then after that, I took a taxi back, and that was it. Now, I'm going to do another video for, you know, just from, it's probably going to be like 5 minutes at the most. I hope so, because it's not really anything. I just want to update you guys on these little small things, and also about the what we do in our adept meetings, and, you know, what's happened thus far, because, you know, I did have to go back to MEPS, and I don't want this video to be too long. So stay tuned for another update. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye. Subscribe.